Okay, here we go. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting early tonight. And that is because tonight we are doing an extra long stream and we are finishing this game. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
I like Sanity's better because that's fun.
Yes. So, we left off having just completed reporter Peter Jacobs' chapter.
He survived.
Yes.
Unusually.
He survived. He's the second one so far. So, it's time for us to finally figure out what exactly happened to Edward. Roivas Family Estate, Rhode Island, 1952.
My education in psychiatry did not prepare me. I would love to see how Freud's view of his mother would change with the knowledge of Chattur'gha. How Skinner would incorporate Xelotharth into his behaviorist theories. How Jung would accommodate Ulioth into his theory of the collective unconscious. Like my ancestor Maximilian, I too had an interest in my family tree. As a psychiatrist, I believed that science could provide answers into my family's sordid, bizarre past. It was with great excitement that I began my search. The mansion's history was filled with my colorful predecessors. Everything from convicted and hung witches to committed madmen, each laying their own peculiar mark on its character. I intended to find their secrets.
Okay. This part of the library is reserved for the entertaining of the house's more scholarly guests. A simple yet elegant layout affords quiet drink and conversation. A journal of family history rests on the mantel as if used recently. Let's go ahead. Oh, and by the way, his only item other than the book we just picked up is Liquid Courage. A small flask of the old sauce, Liquid Courage, a magical elixir to power one's spirit in the face of adversity. Bottoms up. Using this will regain sanity. That's booze. If they haven't made it clear, Edward is quite the drinker. An old musty book bound in dry, dusty leather. This book covers the early history of the Roivas family, dating back before the settlers in this land. There appears to be something pressed between the pages. Well, yes, get it out. The minute hand of a clock. Well, sure, that's interesting. Edward, you're kind of a dork.
You know who I am, Edward. Although you are doing your best not to believe it, I am, or was, Maximilian Roivas, your ancestor. I died in an asylum after trying to warn the world. The pain and anguish I felt in that cell has empowered me to linger after my death. I must complete what I started, Edward. The darkness must be stopped, or all of humanity may end. Sets the clock to the 33rd minute of the 3rd hour.
Okay. Yeah. Magic pool. Oh, right, we don't have spells yet. Well, we'll have to check that later. A looming grandfather clock stands ominously in the corner, gazing on the empty room with an almost patriarchal air of its own. The ghost asked Edward to set the clock, but there are no hands on it. Edward must find the clock hand so he can set it properly. Okay, well, we have one of them. But we need the other one. Politely, she asks Edward if there's anything she can do for him. This room here doesn't exist in 1950s. A thick layer of grime on the window prevents Edward from looking out into the garden. Despite the efforts of the servants Edward hires, the mansion continues to sink into decay. A large carriage clock sitting on the foyer table, beautifully crafted, but it appears to be stuck, with the hands set permanently to 3:33. Okay. A little bit of revolver ammo, that's good. Piano is back. Ooh, an antique cavalry saber. That's, yeah, can definitely use that. Bizarre decorated mantle frames the fireplace, adorned with odd sigils arranged in a circular fashion. It is unlike most of the art in the house. Perhaps this has some special significance? Well, that's how Maximilian got into the secret room with the Tome of Eternal Darkness. But Maximilian ain't here. I mean, that was alarming. An exorbitant and out-of-place stained glass window ends the hallway. Whoever put it here had eclectic taste and confirms Edward's belief that the mansion is more folly than a real house.
Edward, your parents are crazy. Your ancestors are nuts.
This room is a holdover from the days when the servants were all residential help living in the mansion. Rumor has it that the old servants' quarters were demolished long ago. Interesting. Shotgun shells. Elephant gun ammunition. Hello. Edward is reassured at the sight of the family gun cabinet, itself a priceless antique. He would rather not have to smash the windows to get inside. Where did he leave the key? Well, we're definitely going to have to find the key to that. And another historical journal. An old musty book bound in dry, dusty leather. This book covers the recent history of the Roivas family, going back perhaps 150 years. Again, there's something wedged in the pages. That's the hour hand of the clock that we need. Okay. Let's check over here. Just to see if there's anything. More revolver ammo. More shotgun shells. Master bathroom is woefully Spartan and only barely contemporary. It appears to satisfy the most practical of tastes, or perhaps someone who has their mind set on other things. Okay. Saving frequently because if you haven't seen my previous episodes of Eternal Darkness, this game likes to crash my emulator like on the regular. Basement door is locked. Edward doesn't have the key. But I'll tell you what we do have. Hour hand of a clock. Okay, the ghost asked Edward to set the clock, and now with 2 hands on the clock face, it can be adjusted. Yes, adjust the clock. You may recall that we set the clock to 3:33 for Alex as well, like way back in the beginning of the game. And that's how they enter this secret room.
Take them and use them. They are humanity's only hope. Destroy the Guardians, Edward, and avenge my waste and death.
It's like, what now? What'd I do?
Shotgun shells. Oh, a loaded revolver. Sure. Why would it not be hanging around there? It's a fairly modern revolver, too. I'm not sure how that got in there. 38 caliber ammo, shotgun shells, all good stuff, all good stuff. Elephant gun ammo, very good stuff if we can ever get the elephant gun. And yes, let's pick up the Tome of Eternal Darkness.
Touch the book! Touch the book!
Alright, so now we can actually look at that new spell, Magical Pool. We're missing spell 10 and 12. Magical Pool. This magic transfers the innate magical energy of the environment to the self. The limitless power of the ancients will be at your disposal for the duration of the magic. Once the magic has waned, you will be bereft of spiritual power until it naturally seeps back into your being. So what that does is it creates a regenerative effect. I don't think that it actually does drain all of your mana.
Is the back scratcher up there?
Yes.
Needs it. I'm itchy.
And let's
Apparently my hands are not long enough to reach where it itches.
let's see this again. Hey. That's very rude of you. Hi, Sterling.
It's also very rude of you, Sterling.
So, definitely let's enchant our saber. So, we have to fight this creature that appeared. Alright, half a key. Great. So, this creature is known as the Vampire. And he will attack random people in a random room. we've got to kind of just kind of wait around until this happens. Okay. Now, hope you know where that is. Ow, don't do that. Oh, no, no, no. God damn. Okay, well, we died. Okay. Yep. Humanity's doomed, etc.
You and your granddaughter are doomed. Nobody but me and you gets that.
Yep. Really? Really, game?
Did it crash?
Yes, it did. Crashed already. But it crashed on trying to load, so, like, I mean, whatever.
Deep into that darkness peering.
Ah. See, this is why we save often. Alright, let's do this a little smarter this time. The only difference that the doing it as a 7-point versus a 3-point for each Enchanted item is that the only effect it has different is that it'll last longer. Okay. So he always goes in the same order, as far as I've found. There. So now he's going to go down into the basement and recover. Now, we don't have access to the basement, so all we can do is wait. Shaken by his brush with death, the servant gives his thanks. He warns that the creature might still be around, and extra firepower would be handy. Reminded by his own words, he fishes a key from his pocket and gives it to Edward. The gun cabinet key. Oh, sweet. If that guy dies, he will not give you the key. You cannot loot corpses in this game. Elephant gun. Alright. So, the elephant gun. We can change single or double barrel. Holland & Holland double rifle. It fires a 50 caliber 3-inch nitro slug, capable of stopping rhinos or elephants dead in their tracks. Only a crazy man would feel comfortable facing a Holland and Holland. Yeah, this is the most powerful weapon in the game. And, you know what makes it even better? Is, if we enchant it. The only problem is, you notice there's a little bit of a wiggle there when he's aiming. You have to wait for that wiggle to stop before you shoot.
Well, I mean, you were essentially firing a howitzer from your shoulders.
Yes.
Don't let your howitzer maybe.
I think the vampire will attack down here next. A shot from this, by the way, will absolutely kill any of the servants in this house.
So aim carefully.
He is in here. Because everybody's cowering now. So we know he's in here somewhere. Okay. So he's upstairs in the room with the gun cabinet. Hopefully I can get there and kill him in time. There. One shot is all it takes. I mean, well, technically two, because we're firing both barrels, but... And this guy gives us some ammo. All of the servants that you save will give you something. It's usually just, like, a small amount of ammunition. In fact, I think that's, like, exclusively all they give you, other than the key to the gun cabinet. Unfortunately, there's no way to speed this along. I should save it, though. Oh, I cannot save it because... Well, I will shortcut save it instead. Because we're technically still in danger. Because that vampire could attack at any time. Oh, our... Okay. So that's showing that he's arriving upstairs. Okay. Cool. And that's what we have to wait for, is for him to drop that key. And then we're going to mix that. And... fix it, and then we can go downstairs. Oh. Okay, let's go with something that's a little more suitable for close range combat. And unfortunately, that's what he's going to do every time we kill him. But now there's nothing for him to generate with. There we go. Alright, can I save now? Yes. There we go. Tons of ammunition down in the basement for no particular reason. It's a double shotgun. The double shotgun is not bad, but if you can get the elephant gun is much better. Okay, and that's Summon Horror. Okay. The bestial fury of the Horror is unleashed by this magic. The Horror's abilities are yours. Enemies may be crushed or rent apart, racked by magic. This spell should not be undertaken lightly, for its toll on the psyche of mortal kind is high.
Great for parties.
And a crumbling ladder into cloying darkness. Okay. And there, once again, we see Enga. This time we're going to actually go into the city. Let's not just yet. Okay. They are red. And let's reload. Oh, come on, guys. Okay. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. There. We're going to switch that back to single barrel. And what the heck, we'll save again. I don't think we need to necessarily enchant it. I should throw up a shield, but...
Save it when you get the chance.
There's one down. And I think I am going to throw up a shield. Edward's stage has a lot of horrors in it, so, like, be prepared to see this a lot. Crap in hell. Nice try, buddy. Stupid, dumb idiot. You killed your own guy. Hey, Mephrys. Really should bust out the elephant gun for this, but whatever, I can do it with the single. Good work summoning that magic shield. Come on, buddy. You don't want to follow these guys too closely because they can actually like attack you in the spark form. Plus, they're really unlikely. There. Alright, so that is one problem solved. These plinths look like the ones Pius had encountered in the Forbidden City, where he found the essence of the ancients. Edward briefly wonders what their purpose could be. Don't worry, we'll deal with that later. So this is a huge magical portal doodad. Yes, touch the field. And this is where we end up. High above the city. These spires appear to be focusing magical energy from a nearby source. Perhaps if a rune is marked on the spire, it will affect the flow of magic. Could the spires themselves serve as a circle of power? Well, they do indeed. This is a 9-point circle. This is the only rune we can put on here. So we're going to put power. Now, my plan for dealing with these guys is to not deal with them as much as possible. And just get the hell out of here. Rinse and repeat. Like I said, this is a 9-point circle of power, so we've got 9 runes that we have to inscribe. Each one is going to take us to a different room afterwards, and each room is going to have stuff in it, and we're not going to want to deal with any of that stuff if we can avoid it. Edward's chapter is very long. Okay. What do we want to put on here? We want area. You'll figure out what we're doing eventually. Hi, guys. Ah, nuts. I tried to get away. Just in case we need any health topped off. Again, soldier from World War I, still here. Now, since we didn't deal with these guys before, we're going to not deal with them again. 2 down. 7 more to go. And this one should be another Pargon one. Yep. That seems bad for me. Let's not hang around. Okay. You can, of course, fight all of these things that I'm running away from, but there's no benefit to you for doing so. Like, you don't get anything for killing them. There's no, like, achievement. There's no loot drops. And it just wastes a bunch of time. It's much better to just race through. Yeah, you know it. Another Pargon. Okay. What nonsense do we have to deal with in this room? Interesting. Believe me, that will become relevant later. Alrighty. Next rune and we'll be halfway done. Oh, a trapper. Fuck you, trapper. What alignment do we want? Well, obviously we want Ulyaoth, because that's the one that beats the ancient that we currently got. So, let's go. And yes, I'm leaving the gun equipped for it. Really kind of hoping it was the one on that side. It's probably this one. Yeah. We better recover a little bit of sanity.
Harold Hassan Seldon.
Just to stay competitive. Okay. Now you'll notice everything is blue, because now we actually have it set in alignment. Engage this array. This is going to be another Pargon. Fuck that. This room has bunches of trappers in it, so I just want to keep my eyes peeled and kind of try not to get too close to any of them. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Almost done, guys. Just a few more of these. Okay. And props to anyone who figures out what spell we're casting on these before we actually finish.
I'm not allowed to play.
No, you've seen it before.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Nice shot. They're trying. Like, you gotta give it to them. They're just stubbornly trying. Once again, let's recover a little bit of sanity.
Harold Hassan Seldon.
Okay. 2 more. This one's gonna really give away what we're doing. Okay. So now, what do we want to do? We want to dispel. Because we are, in fact, casting a 9-point dispel magic. Okay, now we just gotta figure out where the stupid... Hey, I was below them. Meow?
Let's get Mr. Leroy a snack. Oh.
Unfortunately, I think I gotta go this way.
Come on, let's get a snack.
These things can only cast 5 points. There. One more. And once we scribe this one, it's going to be time to get out of Dodge. Edward's meddling with the arrays has conjured incredible energies that are now building up inside the city and can't be contained for long. Edward needs to escape the city. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, did you break the man's ancient city?
I mean, that's sort of the thing that I do. So long. Time to flee. Alright, we're out of stamina, so I guess we'll just kind of leisurely walk out of the hellish dystopian nightmare city. Oh yeah, you want a good seat for this.
you're not getting any, don't even try it. You got food, you got treat, these are mommies. They don't belong to you.
48 years later. They were very slow in getting their revenge.
It's best served cold.
Huh?
He got Ed.
Yep. But I mean, we knew he was dead at the beginning of the game, so.
So by now his head is
Master,
monster poop.
I bring thee grave news. A colony of guardians in the ruins of Engar has been decimated. Without them, I fear we are lost.
No. You are not getting it. It's not good for you.
You would place all our faith in a vision?
Just as I have placed all my faith in you.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. So, let's save real quick. A hidden note from Edward. Dear Alex, I have left you a small surprise to keep you going when everything seems to go awry. It was my favorite tipple, and there are several barrels of it in the basement. Please help yourself to what you can find. My guess is that I won't be needing it. Your loving grandfather, Edward. Okay. Okay. Alright, stashed between the barrels of port? Yes. A pickaxe. Well, obviously we need that. I know just the place that needs some remodeling work. Remember this spot where the wallpaper wasn't quite right? Remember how Maximilian was fucking crazy?
Ah, this man has the same ambitions as I do. Except I don't want to be caught.
Yep. So this is the old servant's room. And as you can see, there is a magical barrier once set up with Ulioth as the alignment, which is kind of weird. It's because this was set up by Maximilian to protect it from Churga's servants. Okay, an antique stethoscope, seemingly accidentally dropped in a pile of ash, glints brightly in the light of the room. Yes. And a scrap of paper. Yes. This is a page from Maximilian Roivas's journal. It reads, "As I contemplated these ideas, my suspicions of my servants grew, and I became increasingly fearful of them. I began to watch them carefully. Days ago, I watched one of them stretch his neck. I could have sworn I saw it twist in a most peculiar direction, and a bulge of muscle tissue collect and grow in the most incorrect of manners, as if a bone were being displaced from its proper location, and something else moving in its place. I stumbled away, knowing that I was surrounded by unholy creatures that wore the skins of mortal men and women. I had to take action. Dear God, let my hand be swift and merciful, lest the world see more of these diabolic creatures."
Or he could have just been crazy.
I mean, he was crazy, but, he was also correct. Well, I mean...
This can't be happening!
You're gonna run into that occasionally. Why?
This is her first time hearing.
Yes, this is her first time here. Suddenly, the mansion is not safe. Come on, go red. There. I'm trying to keep it on a low sanity run because that's just more fun. Makes it more likely that sanity effects will happen. Come on, guys. Actually, let's save. And now that Alex has the stethoscope, she can easily hear the tumblers inside. To open the safe, the dial should be turned to the right until the tumblers can be heard falling into place, then turn to the left until the same sound is heard, and finally to the right. Yes. So, this kind of sucks. Yeah. I heard it. Went too far again. Did I just...
Did you screw it up?
Instead of hitting A for yes, I want to open the safe, I hit B for no, let's cancel. There. As the safe's door hinges open, its contents are revealed. Many important items left behind by Edward lie on the shelves inside, yes. essence of Ulioth, a crankshaft, a letter, and a chapter page.
A storm approaches, Augustus. A storm of metal and fire. And a torrent of souls along with it. Young and vibrant.
Yes, I have seen it coming. A worthy sacrifice, I am sure, and one that will allow the greater guardian that resides below to finish its channeling. With this sacrifice of souls I make unto thee, Great One, the gate shall be ready to be opened, and your freedom shall be at hand.
Okay.
Dear Alexandra, if you are reading this, Alex, then I am surely dead. Knowing that the police will contact my only living relative, I made sure to leave this message for you. As I write this letter, Pius Augustus is waiting for his chance to strike me down for what I have done to the Guardian City. I believe I have slowed Augustus's plans, but not stopped them completely. He will still try to bring his ancient into this world. You must continue what our ancestor Max has started. You must gather the artifacts and call forth an ancient to combat what Augustus brings into this world. Of the artifacts, there are 4, but one of these is in the clutches of Pius himself. They are the Black Heart of Mantarok, the Claw of Chiturga, the Sigil of Zelototh, the Veil of Ulioth. Your skill in the arcane science will not be as strong as Pius's, who has had 2 millennium to prepare his gate. You will need all the remaining artifacts to match his power. It all rests with you, my dear. I wish you well in this desperate act. I wish I had more guidance for you, but I am at my wit's end, and I feel I'm running out of time. Your loving grandfather, Edward.
Okay. And we are still missing the essence of Zelototh, but the other ones we have. So let's go ahead and use this.
Wherever disaster and death lurk, there is likely to be an ancient just beyond our senses, waiting. They prey on our misfortune and exploit it toward their own twisted ends. When hundreds of oil fields are set ablaze on the heels of war, the ancient's grip tightens, knowing that lives will be forfeit and resources squandered. But a few people make a difference. People like Michael Edwards, a Canadian industrial firefighter hired to put an end to the insanity at the end of the war. Ironically for him, the insanity was just beginning.
Middle East, 1991. This is actually something that happened in the first Gulf War. If you're too young to remember. When Iraqi soldiers fled Kuwait, they set all of the oil fields on fire.
How's the temperature in there?
It's hotter than hell here. I'm getting a little nervous about this one. It feels more out of control than the others. More powerful. I don't know how else to describe it.
This is the safest way to blow out these things. You've done this enough to know that. It's by the numbers. It's all good. Just relax.
The silicone cloth and the water spray are there, so you're probably right. We've got 500 pounds of 80% nitroglycerin grade dynamite all in place. We're good to go.
Edwards, you can pull your team back now. Get your team to a safe distance and we'll try to kill the fire.
Sure thing. Coming back now.
We're getting a pressure increase at the well cap. It's gonna tear itself apart. Hurry! Get your team out of
Sorry, champ, your team didn't make it.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? They're all dead. McCormick, Patterson, all gone. Looks like they've been buried alive under tons of concrete.
Take this. Guard it well. Many have perished for it. Take it. Take it to the ruins of Engal. At the ruins, a gathering of light.
You want me to take this to some ruins under a house in Rhode Island?
Take it. Save us. All.
Sensing the danger, Mike protects his hands from the insidious magic by using his coat to carefully pick the artifact from the debris-strewn floor. Oh, a ruby effigy. And a sapphire effigy. Alright, so let's... Oh, okay. Can't save. I'll quick save. So we've got the sapphire effigy and the ruby effigy. Those were found in previous chapters by other characters. Essence of Xelatoth, the flashlight, which we might as well equip, and fire axe.
Best weapon ever.
This chapter is far and away the most fun, just because Michael Edwards is able to actually use good weapons. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. A desiccated corpse lies sprawled on the temple floor, dressed in desert combat fatigues. A rifle, pistol, and a variety of ammunition lie about him. The soldier appears to have gone down fighting, yes. Assault rifle, 5.56 ammo, pistol, 9mm, and grenades. So, this is the most fun ranged weapon to use in the game. There's multiple modes to it. Single shot, short burst, full clip, and grenade. I like to keep it at short burst myself, but it's pretty good. You get 480 rounds, but you never have a chance to replenish that in any way. XP. Gotta reload. Oh! My controller's unplugged. That's bad. Just a sanity effect. Okay, we're gonna pick up this. Don't worry about that guy. Also, don't worry about that guy. Time to worry about them a little bit. That's okay, I actually could use the health. Grenades on this rifle, they're powerful, but not, like, powerful enough, I feel, to, like, justify using them in most cases. The rifle itself is pretty solid, though. Fast, accurate, does decent damage. And if you put it on like the higher burst counts, like while you'll use ammunition faster, you will also... There. Ah, goddammit.
A little crashy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of opportunities in that chapter to save.
Save, yeah. So hopefully shortcutting worked.
Yeah.
Deep in.
And it did. So we're back here. Let's do long. I get it. Hello? Come on. Do need the gold amulet. We're getting quite a ways into here before we get our tome, and we can't go that way. And note that there's a green effigy there. All right, so we're gonna have to backtrack a bit. Guys. Sheesh, get out of my way, guys.
What's going on here?
And let's get out of here. Guys, come on. Sorry. All right. There. Now we got our staff. There. Yep.
Isn't really happening.
Okay. Now, it looks like a scale replica of the area. The model is made from clay and seems brittle. Some of the buildings appear to have been coated with a reflective glaze. Hey, remember in Indiana Jones?
You're gonna Jones this?
Yep.
Remember what I said before? You're not getting it.
Ta-da!
You aren't getting it, you little cheese weasel.
What was that happened? Is it behind me? It's probably behind me. Yes, it is. We're finally able to actually do a save. Okay. And now we'll finally have access to the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Eroivus. So, finally, I can recover red health. Now, Michael does not have a ton of mana, but he's got plenty of health. How are we doing on our ammunition? Oh yeah, we still got tons. Here, let's show off the grenades. You don't get a ton of those, so probably best to just leave it on full auto. Hi, Sterling. Keeping along. Over here. Oh. Those will come back. You can't get rid of them permanently. Alright. So now we've got the Emerald Effigy as well. So what's with all the effigies? Well, we will find. Yes, meow. I hear you. Alright. And... Unfortunately, you gotta kill these guys. Because we need... We need an area that we can cast spells in. Fortunately, the fire axe does a pretty good job as an... Okay. An innocuous paneled wall caps this end of the room. It is conspicuously empty by comparison to the other walls of the room. I'm sure that's not a thing. Yeah, don't have one. Well, let's save. Okay, so in this room, a bas-relief depicts a sorcerer casting a spell. There's an air of authority about him, conveyed by his dominating visage. Below the design, a small ledge protrudes from the wall, waiting for something. So, the wizard beats the warrior.
Really?
The warrior beats the shaman or whatever, and the scholar, and they beat the wizard. Yeah, meow. This is what we've been collecting these for. Across hundreds of years. This is a secret. I mean, it's not super secret, but it is technically a secret. Not something that every player is likely to encounter. Especially not your first playthrough. Cradled on the stone display plinth is an enchanted Gladius. Energy rides across its surface, pulsating through the surrounding air. Okay, so we've got the enchanted Gladius. Alright, this unique weapon can only be wielded by its destined owner, the Guardian of Light. So Michael can't use this. But because we got it, Michael can give it to somebody else if he survives. Yes, I know, Sterling. Meow, yes. I don't know how much of a, or how big of a reveal invisible you need. I'm just gonna go with a 3-point. That is apparently not enough.
5.
Maybe 5-point?
You're not doing anything. You already got food. My god, you were such a little piglet.
Gotta move around a bit so that my mana recharges a bit. There we go. Okay. What we got is detonator caps. But we need more than just detonate caps. Let's summon a trapper. Let's recharge our mana. Da 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 da.
Sterling, enough. No.
And there. There's an obstacle down. Well, that's a different layout than the last time.
Enough. What do you mean enough?
The bind.
Lay your ass down. Lay down.
That's the last one we need. Alright. This magic enables the caster to bind a creature with magic, forcing it to ally with them. Basically, mind control. Which, as we know, heroes use mind control all the time. Now they're behind... They're behind a wall. Excuse me, I'm gonna click that. And I've got to just walk in circles. This is the one problem with Michael, is that he is really, really low on... that's not what I wanted you to do, Michael. He's really weak when it comes to magic. Really? That's going to take all of my magic, isn't it? See how easy that is. Okay. We're gonna mix that. Now we've got a C4 bomb. That is good. Because our mission is apparently to destroy this. So... let's go destroy this. Now remember, as before, I think you need at least a 5. Yes, Sterling, we know. Okay.
You were just fed. You cantankerous oaf. I just fed you and I just gave you a treat. You do not need more. No.
Now, we do want... need that enchanted so that it's powerful enough to actually take out this entire place. And let's do another 5-point shield. Hi, Sterling. Okay. Sorry, Sterling's being a butt.
Yeah.
Mike has activated the bomb's timer. The countdown has begun. Almost in answer, a deep, low rumbling begins to reverberate through the dungeon. Mike has 3 minutes to escape the Forbidden City and get to safety.
T-minus 3 minutes till destination.
Thank you, computer voice lady. I may have taken it wrong. Or maybe not. Hi, guys.
Till destination.
A few years later.
No.
Thanks for coming. I didn't think you'd show.
Look, I have no idea who you...
I think you do. Just as much as I know you know. Now let's be quick. The Guardians know where I am and I won't last the night. But that's not the point.
What's this?
Something you need. Don't open it here. Only in privacy. They can sense it if it's not shrouded.
Is it one of the artifacts?
You must leave now. But there's something I have to do before they get to me. I can't protect you if they find us. Good luck.
Exactly what it is that he needs to do and what happens to him is never explained. They left that, I think, as sequel bait, but, like, there was never a sequel
Because
for reasons.
yeah, because the guy who made this game is a complete and utter asswipe.
Yes. Well, the guy who ran the studio, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't actually make it himself. The planetary alignment. And now we can finally use that room. Let's go ahead and save. Giving her enough sanity to survive. The mansion is full of monsters still. So this is actually the final chapter. Oh. Well, that's...
This can't be happening.
Every now and then I'm reminded that this is like a fun game. A crank socket is mounted in the telescope and appears to be linked to a mirror supported by a brass pedestal. Yes, adjust the mirror. So we go here, we adjust the mirror. And then for this one, okay. What the hell? Somebody playing Ding Dong Ditch?
No, they had to have opened the door and put that in.
A parcel wrapped in plain brown paper. It is not addressed to anyone and appears to have been wrapped in a hurry. There might be something inside. What do you think? Essence of Xelatoth and the Enchanted Gladius. So, the Enchanted Gladius, despite being a Gladius, is in fact a ranged weapon, as well as a melee weapon, and permanently enchanted with whatever is the opposite of the ancient that you chose. Extremely powerful. You don't need it to beat the game,
But it's nice.
but it definitely makes it a lot easier to deal with Pius. Because, spoiler alert, he's the final boss.
I'm sure everybody figured that out a long time
Alright.
ago.
With the lid removed, some kind of well-like entranceway is revealed. A ladder leads down into the murky darkness. Was this Edward's route into the Guardian City? No, you know that it was through the well. Okay. Now, the city is destroyed. Edward already, like, made sure that everything was, like, fucky booze. This sucks. And let's see if you can catch why. Did you see that? I hope you did, because if you didn't, you will die here. So, obviously we need a shield. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I only need a shield to get, like, so far. Oh, crap.
Did you screw up your shield?
Yep, I moved. So, while I'm letting my mana recover a bit, let's see if you can guess what the problem with this room is. Spinning around in a circle. Okay, good enough. So, yeah, you can run down here. But there is a 7-point fucking barrier here, and you need enough shield to do a 7-point dispel magic, which I don't even have, so I'm already fucked.
What, you didn't?
I did not have enough left over in my shield. It is extremely easy to not notice that, because the only hint of it is a tiny blip of red at the corner of the screen when you are doing the pan over. This room is permanently electrified, by the way. There's no way to, like, unelectrify it, which sucks a lot. I think that's enough. Yeah. So, we have the essence of Xelatoth, the essence of Ulioth. This one's broken. Not a problem. We just gotta find the fragments. So this is the back. Come on, let me through. Alright, we know how this goes. And the essence of Mantarok. This is going to be similar to Edward's chapter, but there's no combat here because, well, aside from like little shitty things like trappers. I guess you can't target them with the Enchanted Gladius. How odd. No.
Thanks, Sterling.
So this time, what we need to do is
Come here.
we need to summon something.
My little cheese weasel. That's all you get.
That seems unlikely to be true.
What, that he's a cheese weasel?
No, the pit of lava.
That's all you get. You ate it all.
It is not.
You got already.
Okay. That's one. Come on. There you go. So what we're trying to do here, we need to summon something that will counter what Pius has been summoning. So, what we're going to do is we're going to summon creature, but at a 9 point, and we're going to summon Ulioth instead of Xelatoth. Yeah, You guys are great. I've enjoyed working with you. Please kindly fuck off forever and die. And of course, since Edward already killed all the monsters in here, it's all puzzles for Alex. This should be enough still. And here we go. Okay, so what we have to do in this room, you may remember that Edward set a bunch of creatures free when he hit the switch in this room. When he was here, we're going to put those creatures back. These are color-coded. You have to use the right color. Okay. And then the last one is this horror over here. I don't think we've got enough. Yep. So we're gonna have to do our little spin around, walkie in circles thing. I understand why they limit your magic, but like I kind of wish they wouldn't outside of combat. After a horror has been summoned, press A to attack enemies. Attacks can be targeted using the R trigger. Attack an enemy's head from far away to perform a shock attack. Okay, and horrors can open doors but not pick up doors. Okay, let's get out of here. I think we can make it. Cool. Let's save again in case things. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Stupid trappers there. Gotta do the little flourish at the end. Spin the cylinder. Okay, so in this room, they gave you the hint in Edward's time. Anything in this purple area can set off the monster in the center of the room. And cause him to attack you which, if he does, that will put you into... puts you into kind of like an alternate world where everything is gray, and you've got to restore sanity in order to get out of that. And if you don't, then there's no exit from that room, and there's nothing to interact with or do. We want Ulyaoth? Okay. That chapter. Fuck you, Trapper John. Your show sucked. If you weren't aware, there was a MASH sequel starring Trapper John. The actor who played him was unhappy with the way that they killed off Henry at the end of whichever season that was.
Spoilers? God.
Yeah, sorry for spoiling a 40-year-old show.
I think it's funny. Admit it. Hilarious.
Yes. Okay, so in this room the trappers are invisible. Which sucks, because I don't know if I'm going to hit them. You can use See the Invisible, but I'd rather just save my mana.
What's going on here?
Ah, crap. And that plinth from Michael Edwards' time is in here now. Which is interesting because she's been to the Trapper Dimension. Are you kidding me? She's been to the Trapper Dimension before.
Yeah, you can.
And when she was here before, that thing wasn't there. But now it is, because it happened in the past. Wait, what?
Did you go to the wrong one?
No, I'm saying it doesn't make sense because, like, until she saw it happen in the book, that plinth wasn't there for her.
That makes perfect sense.
I mean, you know, like, things happening that don't make sense is kind of like kind of on brand for Lovecraftian horror, so I mean, I'll give it a pass, but like, yeah, it's a little weird. Also, in a previous episode, you had said something about like it being a plot hole that like the ancients couldn't sense, or like Pius couldn't sense that like the essence of Ulyaoth was in the mansion or some shit like that. They actually explained it in the end of Michael Edwards' thing. If the magical essences are like shrouded or protected, then the ancients actually cannot sense them. They can only sense them if they're out in the open and just like, you know, being used or something. So long as you're careful with it and keep it like, you know, sealed away, It's fine. Oh, I forgot to save. Oh well. Here's to hoping. Will it let me save here? Yes. Okay. Three plinths. So how do we deal with this? Well, each plinth counts as an enemy. So we're going to do a magical attack. I'm going to do it at the maximum power because, you know, I'm power hungry and we haven't done mantra in a while. I don't actually think that it matters what alignment you cast the magical attack at, just so long as you cast it at, I think it's got to be max power. Who needs sanity when you've got a gun? Definitely will need more shield. This is kind of a busy work chapter if you haven't noticed. It's a lot of bullshit stuff that you just gotta keep doing it over and over again. There's no combat. Hi. Okay. So we want summon. Ow, hi Sterling. Why don't you get on my back? Okay. A huge stone block, etched with bizarre etchings, dominates the room. Is it art, a memorial, a tomb to the original inhabitants, or a bastardized internment of its loathsome conquerors?
I'm gonna go with that.
That does seem more likely. Just a reminder that if you had forgotten, Enga was not built by these creatures, it was colonized by them. I think we can do this from here.
Yes.
Yep. There we go.
Yes.
Sterling.
We're not doing what you want, and that's just tough titties.
Sterling is very unhappy playing that.
You're fine, little man.
One more, guys. We've got one more thing to do. Whatever, and then we can fight Pius. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Okay. Relax there, bucko. Now, we need to go through there. So we're going to need to bind these creatures. And I'm going to do it... Now let's see how they deal with this. You see, when Mantarok binds them, they gain poison effects. Sterling, please get off my PC before you do something terrible.
Sterling.
Okay, so they killed him. That's fine. I don't care if they kill him.
Come here. Come here. Come here. You're being a twat. Come here.
Okay. Yep. You just be a good boy over there. I will definitely come back for you eventually. Okay. And we want a shield. And let's put that. And let's save it. It's time. Time for the finalist confrontation. Yes, I will save again.
Miss Rivers, you're just in time. The summoning spell I began 2,000 years ago is finally complete. You will now have the honor of becoming the first morsel for my lord, Chattur'gha. An appetizer for the banquet your race shall provide.
You forget what it means to be human, Pious. The human race will never go quietly into the darkness. For as long as you have spent summoning your lord, people have struggled against you. Now, thanks to their efforts, I have 3 of the Ancient's essences. Now, Pious, this is the end.
The end indeed.
Okay. Getting all cinematic. Meanwhile, out in outer space, this is Chattur'gha. Meanwhile, this is Uli. Okay. So you hit him, and then his little claw will appear. And then you gotta hit that. Oh, hey.
Getting some friends to fight with you.
Anthony. We've missed you. Hitbox on that thing can really works. If you don't have the Enchanted Gladius, the best thing to use here is the shotgun. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Meanwhile, in outer space, so this is basically how this fight's gonna go. Is we're gonna keep hitting him. And then hitting his claw. Whenever he's far away from you, he tries to shoot a magical attack at you. So. Oh, snap. Damn.
Man, cut to the quick, didn't we?
So now the claw is destroyed. All we gotta do is do enough damage to him. He is protected by a shield spell. It's okay though. Because he's slow as dirt. Oh, that was bad. We need to very quickly recover health. He's limping though, so he's on the ropes here. You also want to be careful about casting any spells higher than a 3-point against him. Damn, dude.
Darkness is not so easily destroyed. No, my death is just the beginning.
Okie dokie, Richard.
So, Alex, slight problem with this scenario.
What have I done?
Quickly, Alex! We must find this creature! It cannot be allowed to remain in this universe! Ah, that's the ticket.
So we swap summon for protect, and it automatically swaps to the alignment that beats Ulia, and then we siphon it back out of this universe because it would have killed us just as much as Cthulhu would have.
It is finally over, my dear. The Ancients' plans are finished. For now, at least. You have proved to be an incredibly courageous young woman. Your mother and father would have been proud of you, just as I am. I'm sorry it had to be like this. It's not quite the inheritance I had in mind for you, but there was so little time, and so much to do. Goodbye, Alex. I will miss you.
So much to do, so much to say, so what's wrong with taking the long way?
As I gazed up at the ancient I had brought into this world to stop Pius, my mistake was made clear. This ancient could lay the world to ruin just as easily as Pius's would have. And yet, as quickly as it began, it ended. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of reality, to see those who dwell behind. I was once a fool.
Oh, but that's not really the end, is it? No. Because you see, we've beaten Cthulhu, but we've never faced Ulioth or Xelatoth. You've overcome the darkness that has prevailed for over 2 millennia. This accomplishment will begin a new era for humanity. Would you like to record this? Yeah, sure. In memory of Ben Dyack. Presumably some relation to Dennis Dyack. That guy. So, Dennis Dyack, total asshole. He ran Silicon Knights directly into the ground. And he has actually attempted a couple of times to scam people with the promise of making a spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness. Shortly after Silicon Knights made this game, he decided that their partnership with Nintendo was holding them back, and he chose to take them free market independent so that they could work on whatever. Which Nintendo was like, okay, whatever, dude, but, you know, you made this game for us, like, we own the rights. So he didn't care. He just, you know, moved on and started working on plans for an Eternal Darkness 2, even though he legally could not publish it. I don't know what he was thinking there. And he did some shady shit, like, he would take money that studios had given him, like publishers had given him money to produce a game for them. He would take that money and then funnel it towards Eternal Darkness 2 and his other dream project, which was like, God, I can't think of it now. It was some science fiction game that, like, really, really bombed heavily. But he was, like, super obsessed with it and, like, just to the detriment of everything. And his micromanaging and general unpleasantness drove basically every good developer that Silicon Knights had into other studios, and they ended up becoming a shell of what they were before, putting out multiple, like, critical and fan failures, and then eventually closing. At some point, he also rebranded the studio, so it ended up closing under a different name. It's just a mess. And he's tried, as I said, a couple of times to get people to fund an Eternal Darkness 2, and including, like, once on Kickstarter. And, I mean, obviously this game is great. Like, fans love this game. It's one of the very, very few GameCube horror games, and it was very close to a launch title. So this was pretty well received very early on in the GameCube's life cycle, and it's still, you know, largely looked back fondly on. It's very Lovecraftian and, you know, whatever. But the thing is, Dennis Didac does not have the rights to Eternal Darkness. Like, they're tied up with Nintendo. The sanity system that they used in this game with the sanity meter and the, like, different effects, that's copyrighted by Nintendo, so he can't use that at all. And a spiritual successor would basically be a completely different game. And frankly, the time that he kickstarted it, that was the second time he had tried to put the idea out there, and a lot of the footage that he was showing off was actually, like, footage he had shown off years previous for the same project. So, yeah.
People weren't buying his crap.
Nor should they. He's a very not great person, which, you know, whatever. So yeah, if you ever see news about, like, an Eternal Darkness 2 is happening, or, like, a spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness, like, it's not going to happen, and they're scamming you. Nintendo isn't going to touch this because they don't want legal trouble from Dennis. Dennis isn't going to touch this because he legally can't, and nobody is stupid enough to give him... No studio, I should say. No publisher is stupid enough to give him the money to go ahead with it. So it's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, this is just going to remain a one-off.
I feel it works best as a one-off, though.
Yeah. So...
And there's other Lovecraftian horror games. It's not like the genre is dead.
True. But here's the thing. So once you've beaten the game once, you can restart the game, and you can bring that information forward. Now, I'm not going to actually start this. I'll hit the yes, but I'm not actually gonna run that. But so we've just seen Cthulhu's playthrough, which is fun, but the other two ancients also have playthroughs, and to get the true ending of the game, the real truth behind everything that happens, you have to play all three ancients. Plus, remember there was autopsy information. Well, to get the autopsy information for the Cthulhu, or the Ulyaoth and Xel'Toth zombies and stuff, you need to play through under those alignments. So there's a bit of replayability there. I will admit that it's a bit of a slog to play through that game 3 times, because once you've played through it once, you've largely seen everything that it's got to offer you. So it's just walking over the same ground again to get the last few things. But what I will probably do is I will probably play through off stream and just upload a YouTube video at some point of the Ulyaoth and Xel'Toth playthroughs. Primarily the differences. I'll just kind of like edit out all of the boring shit and the numerous crashes, because 9/10 of it, it's either identical or it's gonna be like, the same place, but instead of a Cthulhu zombie, it's an Ulyaoth zombie. Like, I mean, who cares? Like, that's not a huge difference. Xel'Toth is probably the hardest one, just because Xel'Toth is beaten by Cthulhu, and Cthulhu's rune is used to recover health, and you don't get the one that beats the ancient that you start with until after Kareem's stage. And Kareem's stage is kind of difficult. You saw that I had to use that healing amulet a couple of times, even with Cthulhu, before we got his rune. So, like, Xel'Toth can be a little trickier, but other than that, like, the gameplay is identical. And it also helps that, like, Cthulhu's monsters tend to be, like, physically tougher, whereas the other ones tend to be, like, weaker to your weapon attacks and stuff. So they go down a little easier. They certainly don't pop back up like daisies like Cthulhu zombies tend to do, which is really annoying. So I'll probably just record the playthrough of those other two and just upload them to YouTube. But this is a really cool game. I really like Eternal Darkness. It's definitely one of my favorites. So, check it out. Hopefully your GameCube emulator will not crash like mine does all the time. But that said, it is only 20-9. So I don't know if I should stream something else or if I should just make it an early night. Do we have any votes one way or the other? I'm not seeing any in the chat. I don't really have any short games that I could pick up. I could do some Fallout or some Skyrim or some Oblivion. There's not really enough time to do anything significant in Abduction, so... Mephris says Control.
Yeah, do a short control stream. So what if it runs a little late?
I guess I could do Control.
Just make sure you unplug the controller unless you use it.
No, I use the controller for Control. It gives me better control in Control. So hold on one second.